I said, watching my mother-in-law Diana wheel her expensive luggage into my foyer. I just finished setting up the guest room's security cameras. The smile froze on her face. Security cameras? Don't be ridiculous, Amanda. This is family. I'm here to help fix whatever's wrong with you that's making my Michael so unhappy. I wanted to laugh at the irony. Just 3 hours ago, I discovered why Michael had been so unhappy, in the form of hundreds of messages to his coworker Jessica on a hidden phone I found while doing laundry. The text painted a vivid picture of their 6-month affair, complete with plans to leave me once he made partner at his law firm next month. "The guest room's all yours," I said cheerfully, helping her with a bag. "I've even installed new smart locks on all the doors. For security, of course." Diana's perfectly manicured hand tightened around her purse. At 58, she still dressed like she was competing with women half her age, today sporting a designer outfit that probably cost more than most people's monthly rent. She'd never approved of me, the public school teacher who trapped her precious son with marriage before he could fulfill his potential. "Smart locks, Amanda, really? Michael mentioned you've been acting paranoid lately. This is exactly why I'm here." I led her upstairs, thinking about the hidden phone currently backing up its contents to my laptop. Michael had gotten sloppy, probably believing I was too trusting to ever check. After 10 years of marriage, he still thought I was the same naive 23-year-old who'd fallen for his charm. "The cameras sync directly to my phone," I explained, showing her the guest room. "They record audio too. Just installed them this morning after Michael left for work." Deanna set her bags down, frowning. "You're being ridiculous. My son would never." "Never what?" I interrupted pleasantly. "Never cheat. Never plan to leave his wife. Never spend our 10th anniversary with his 24-year-old mistress while telling me he was at a conference." The color drained from her face. "You're lying. Michael would tell me if he was unhappy enough to." My phone chimed. The backup was complete. "Would you like to see the messages, Deanna? They're quite detailed, especially the ones about how he plans to avoid giving me any of the assets once he makes partner. Jessica seems very interested in the house." Diana sank onto the guest bed, her composure cracking slightly. "If there's been some indiscretion, I'm sure we can fix it. That's why I'm here. Michael called me last week, said you've been distant, checking his phone, asking about his late nights at work." Imagine that. I mused, sitting in the armchair across from her. Almost like I suspected something. "By the way, how's the foundation doing? The children's charity you chair?" The sudden topic change threw her. "The foundation? It's fine. Why?" "Just curious. Since you handle all the finances, must be challenging keeping track of all those donations." Her eyes narrowed. "What are you implying?" "Nothing yet. But you might want to check your text messages with Michael from last month. The ones about moving certain funds around before he leaves me. The charities board might find those interesting." Diana stood up so quickly she almost tripped on her designer heels. "You're bluffing. Those messages were deleted." "Were they? Want to bet your reputation on that?" I pulled out my phone, holding it just out of her reach. Amazing what data recovery software can do these days. Almost as amazing as finding out my mother-in-law helped plan her son's divorce strategy. "I was protecting my son," she hissed. "You never deserved him, or this house, or any of our family's connections. You've been holding him back for years." I stood up, feeling strangely calm. "You know what the funny thing is? I installed the cameras this morning before finding the phone. Want to know why?" She took a step back, probably seeing something in my expression that finally made her nervous. "I installed them because 3 days ago, I overheard you and Michael planning how you'd move in to document my unstable behavior, create evidence for the divorce." Imagine my surprise when his hidden phone gave me so much more. The security camera in the corner blinked steadily, recording Diana's face as it cycled through shock, fear, and fury. Everything was going exactly as I planned, but she didn't need to know that part 2 of my strategy was already in motion. "What do you want?" she finally asked, her voice barely controlled. I smiled, heading for the door. "Right now." "Nothing. Just enjoy your stay, Diana. The cameras will make sure everyone's behavior is perfectly documented." As I walked downstairs, I heard her frantically dialing her phone, probably calling Michael. Let her. The next few days would be very educational for everyone involved. My phone buzzed. A text from Michael. "Mom says you're acting crazy. We need to talk when I get home." I typed back, looking forward to it. Your mom's all settled in. The security cameras are working great. Then I turned my phone off and went to prepare dinner. After all, I had 2 guests to cook for tonight, and I wanted everything to be perfect. The stage was set, the players were in position, and Diana had no idea she just walked into a trap 10 years in the making. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even. It's about getting everything. Michael arrived home at 7:30 p.m. His expensive suit slightly rumpled and his cologne a bit too strong. No doubt trying to cover up traces of his afternoon meeting with Jessica. His face darkened when he saw the dining room table set for 3. Mom says you've lost your mind, he announced, loosening his tie. Security cameras? Really, Amanda? I continued serving the pot roast I prepared, his favorite meal. Just trying to keep everyone safe. Wine? Stop playing games, he snapped. What's really going on? Why don't you ask Jessica? I suggested mildly. She seems to know a lot about what's going on, especially regarding your partnership bonus next month. The color drained from his face. Before he could respond, Diana swept into the dining room, her heels clicking aggressively against the hardwood floors. Michael, she's threatening me with some ridiculous accusations about the foundation, she declared. We need to move up the timeline. Mom. Michael cut her off. But it was too late. I sat down, smiling. Timeline? Do tell. The security camera in the corner blinked steadily, catching every moment of their panicked exchange of glances. I positioned the dining room camera perfectly. It had a clear view of their faces and picked up audio beautifully. Amanda? Michael tried his lawyer voice, the one that had first attracted me when we met. You're clearly under a lot of stress. Maybe we should discuss this privately. With the cameras off? I asked innocently, but then how would we document my unstable behavior for the divorce proceedings? Diana's fork clattered against her plate. Michael's jaw tightened. How did you? No. I finished for him. Let's see, was it the hidden phone in your gym bag? The foundation transfers your mother helped you arrange, or maybe it was overhearing you both plan this little intervention 3 days ago. You went through my phone. His voice rose with indignation. No, your other phone. The one you used to text Jessica about your plans for my house once you're made partner. She has quite expensive taste in renovations. Michael stood up so quickly his chair tipped over. You had no right. Sit down, I said quietly. The cameras are watching, remember? Wouldn't want to appear aggressive on video. He sat, hands shaking with rage. Diana hadn't touched her food, her face a mask of calculated concern. Whatever you think you know, she began, we can discuss this as a family. We're not family, I interrupted. We're witnesses, and everything happening right now is being recorded and backed up to multiple secure locations. Are you threatening us? Michael demanded. I took a sip of wine. Not at all. I'm just documenting everything. Like the fact that you're wearing the same suit you wore in the photos Jessica posted from your business lunch today. The ones where you're clearly not at that office. His face went pale. What photos? Oh, she's not very careful with her social media, especially after a few drinks. She even tagged the hotel. Diana jumped in, trying to salvage the situation. Amanda, clearly we all need to take a step back. Like you did when you helped Michael move money from our joint accounts. I asked. Or when you suggested he document my mental instability to avoid a fair divorce settlement. The security camera hummed quietly, recording Diana's expression as it shifted from fake concern to naked hostility. You deserved it, she hissed. 10 years of watching you hold my son back, living in this house that should have gone to someone worthy of our family name. Mom, stop, Michael warned, but she was too angry to listen. We had it all planned, she continued. The evidence of your instability, the documentation of your paranoid behavior, the gradual transfer of assets. Everything was perfect until you started snooping. I pulled out my phone and pressed stop on the recording app. The backup to my camera system. Their faces shifted as they realized what had just happened. Thank you for that confession, I said cheerfully. The cameras caught it too, of course. But it's always good to have backup evidence, especially regarding the foundation funds. Michael slumped in his chair, his lawyer mind finally catching up to what had just happened. Diana's hands trembled as she reached for her water glass. What do you want? He asked quietly. I stood up, smoothing my napkin. Finish your dinner. We'll discuss terms tomorrow. I have all the documentation my lawyer needs, including evidence of financial fraud, conspiracy, and deliberate manipulation of charitable funds. The question isn't what I want. I paused at the doorway, turning back to face them. The question is, what are you willing to give up to keep this quiet? As I headed upstairs, I heard Deanna's sharp whisper, "Fix this, Michael. She's bluffing." "Shut up, Mom," Michael snapped. "Just shut up." I closed my bedroom door, equipped with its own security camera, of course, and finally let myself smile. Phase 2 was complete. They'd walked right into it, their arrogance making them sloppy, their sense of superiority blinding them to the trap until it was too late. Tomorrow would bring Phase 3, but for now, I had one last call to make. I dialed my lawyer's number, knowing she was waiting for my update. "Did you get it?" she asked. "Every word," I confirmed. "The foundation confession, the conspiracy admission, everything. Your timing with Jessica's social media posts was perfect, by the way." While she laughed, amazing what a sympathetic bartender can accomplish. "Get some rest. Tomorrow we present our terms." I ended the call and lay back on my bed, listening to the muffled sounds of argument floating up from the dining room. Diana and Michael were probably realizing just how completely their plan had backfired. Sometimes the best defense isn't just being prepared. It's being prepared long before your opponents even know there's a battle coming. The next morning, I sat in my lawyer's office. Across from me, Michael and his mother, Diana, looked uncomfortable in their expensive chairs. On the table lay all the proof. Bank records, text messages, social media posts, and worst of all, video footage from the night before. "Let's talk about the terms," said my lawyer, Catherine, calmly. "Mrs. Walker has been more than fair, considering what's happened." Michael leaned forward, trying to sound professional. "Before we go on, I want to talk about whether those recordings are even legal." "This is a single-party consent state," Catherine said quickly. "And here's the paperwork about the foundation." She pushed a folder across the table. "I think the board would be very interested in this." Diana's hand trembled as she took the folder. Her perfect makeup couldn't hide how tired she looked. "This is blackmail," she whispered angrily. "No," I said quietly. "This is called taking responsibility." Catherine opened her laptop. "Here's what we want. Amanda keeps the house, paid off. The joint bank accounts will be split evenly after the hidden money is returned. And the foundation documents won't be made public as long as you both sign a contract promising to keep quiet about all of this." "That's crazy," Diana snapped. Michael earned. "Mom, stop." Michael looked exhausted. Then he turned to me and really looked at me for the first time in a long while. "You planned everything, didn't you? The cameras, your mom moving in, all of it." I nodded. "I learned from watching you. 10 years of seeing you work in court taught me how to build a case." He looked impressed, despite himself. "And Jessica's social media posts. Let's just say bartenders are more loyal to good tippers than to smooth-talking lawyers," I said with a small smile. She was happy to help Jessica post freely. Diana jumped up. "This is insane. We won't agree to." "Sit down, Mother," Michael said sharply. "You've already done enough." Catherine pulled out one last paper. "One more thing. Michael, your law firm's partnership announcement is next week, right?" Michael tensed. "Yes." "Why?" "Sign everything today and your affair stays private. But if this drags on..." She nodded toward the evidence. "Let's just say most law firms don't like drama." The room went quiet except for the hum of the air conditioning. I watched Michael think. Finally, he picked up a pen. "Where do I sign?" "Michael." Diana cried. "You can't." "Enough," he said. "You're going home today. You've caused enough damage." 2 hours later, it was done. We signed the papers. I didn't shake at all as I ended my 10-year marriage. As we were leaving, Michael turned to me. "You could have taken more," he said. "With this much proof, you could have ruined us." I lifted my bag onto my shoulder. "I only wanted what was fair. Try remembering that next time you think you're better than someone." Diana walked past us, already on the phone, probably calling her rich friends to tell her version of the story. Let her. The contract we had her sign would keep the truth hidden. "What we do now?" Michael asked.